So this is the Valet VN 1050. When I moved into the house, this was already here. It was put in when it was built, and it's wired around to the rest of the rooms with panels like this. And it's pretty much an intercom system and a entertainment hub. So the plan for this video is I'm going to get it off the wall and we're going to have a look behind it, see what's going on, see how they built it back in the day, and see if we can make some sort of hybrid entertainment system, Frankenstein style, by using a bit of the old parts with a bit of new stuff, new boards, new whatever. I'm thinking about going with Arduino. I'm not sure if I want to. It doesn't need to be that technical. All I need to do is pretty much have a Bluetooth receiver, amplification. I don't know if I'm going to use multiple channel amps or not. Main problem getting off the wall is this prick has gone around and painted everything. Never masked a single thing off, never just unbolted simple things off the wall to paint around them, just painted on them. You can see the PowerPoints in the background. It's just a big hassle. So if you are ever painting something in your house, take the fucking... There's no point painting at all unless you're going to take the time to do it properly, because as you can see, it's just a nightmare. But we'll get it off, we'll have a look, see what's going on, see what we can save and what we can't. Alright, this cable here I think is going to be extremely handy, because I believe this will be the auxiliary input. Back in the day you'd have your record player or your tape deck down near the system somewhere, and that actually wire in your auxiliary. These are all obviously the looms going out to the individual stations. They seem to have just linked them all up here, so it will be each channel wouldn't have separate amplification. It would just be one big channel, and when you send it around the house, so it'll be interesting to see if the room units have their own little amplifiers in them, or whether this is all that goes to them, and the more speakers you turned on or whatnot. I'm not sure. It'll be very interesting to see. It'll be very interesting to open up the room units, see what's going on in them. Since these are all just mashed together here, makes it interesting for whatever I choose to do with it. These pins, not exactly sure. I'm not seeing a good easy way to identify them now. I'm going to have to get further in this. But I'm just going to go grab the meter, have a look. I'm not sure what this ribbon's for. I dare say this has to be the incoming supply. So I wouldn't mind chucking the meter on this, seeing what this is given out. Goes back up into the cavity. So yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to go up on the roof to find where that transformer lives. If it's 38 years old now, I'll be wanting to have a look at replacing it. volts. AC. That's very interesting. I'm definitely gonna have to get in the roof now. I definitely expected this to be fed off AC. I'll have to be seeing what it's doing in here to the incoming voltage. We have to go have a look on the roof. Fuck's sake. So I was expecting the transformer to live in here, and I was expecting it to be have a rectifier on it to make it pretty much a little DC power source, but it's AC, 16 volts I've got coming in here. I'm not sure if that's part of the problem, faulty transformer, or what it's supposed to be drawing. I'm gonna have to try and dig up the manual for it. So, but for now, we'll go have a look in the roof. Ah, epic win. Just when I thought I was gonna have to be crawling through the roof all night. Straight out of the manhole. Right here. Previous people actually did something alright for once. So it's 15 amps, 2.5 amp maximum. Exactly what I thought it was going to be from there. So, with any luck, This might not be that old. Someone might have had a go of keeping this system going a little bit. Someone might have had a go at getting this system going previously, or at least changed this. I might be wrong. Now we'll have a quick look. Yes, brilliant. It's the best thing that's happened in a long time, that transforming right next to the manhole. Otherwise I thought I was going to have to crawl all the way through that roof. And the thing about roofs is, if you ever meet someone that doesn't mind getting in them, don't hang out with them, because they are 100% a psychopath and they'll eat you. No one likes crawling around the roofs. It's just shit. Dusty, rats, dirt. Even if you think you've got a clean house, you've got a dirty fucking roof. That's one thing I can tell you for sure. Alright, so now this is off. I'm going to disconnect this, try and get this back pace off. I'm not going to keep working in the kitchen. Probably put this painting over that so I don't hear the "when you going to fix it?" Nah, she'll forget this was even here in no time. And we're going to make this work. Looking at this now, it's like, I don't know why I didn't realise it before. This will clearly be the old aerial. I'm going to have to look to see whether that still is up there. Either way, analog, no good these days. Need to upgrade it digital. This is the supply. I know that's off because I've got this one just here. You'd never know. This project won't need to be rushed. So I've evacuated out the kitchen and it's time to have a look inside. Problem is, I have just juiced it up and let some of the smoke out, which was still holding on and remaining. So I've probably made it a whole lot worse. I don't know if why it's chosen to let the smoke out, whether just transporting it from inside to out here has made something come looser, or it was always letting smoke out when you turn certain switches. I'm not sure. Quite surprising because I haven't really dickered with it much, but that's where I'm at. So right now I'm taking the clock off. I'm hoping I can keep the clock as is. The only trouble with that will be I'll need 2 power supplies, an AC and a DC, one for the new Bluetooth system. But the clock, I don't think I'm going to find another display that will fit perfectly. I will have a browse around and see what I can find, but really this display is what I need. It sits in there perfectly. I've got all the support on the board to hold it in there. All these buttons function. I think this is isolated from the rest of the system, so it'll be perfect just to leave as is with another power supply. Keeping this old clunker is one thing, but this only takes up whatever, this amount of space, 1/4. The rest of the space and all the structural support holding all the switches and whatnot is on the rest of the boards. So I've got this one sorted, all the buttons, this perfect, but the rest of it's what's going to be the problem. I'm going to have to either fabricable myself some sort of new board just as support, hold the switches into the faceplate, or I'm going to have to try and scrap all the components off the other board and try and reuse the existing pathways for my new system. It's going to be hard because I want to keep all of these buttons as is, functional. It looks like the 80's part of the fun of it. Otherwise I can always just use my Bluetooth speaker if I just want functionality. It's more of a gimmick than anything. So I'm going to have to strip all this out and see what happens really. I think I'm just going to scale it right back down to nothing at this stage, because what is salvageable barely is worth it. So I'm just going to throw a meter over all the switches once I get them out, make sure they function properly, see what's going on. The pots and volume control, they're going to change to digital, so I'll have to think about what I'm going to do there. I might have to get a whole new little system. I'll have to browse around, see what I can get for cheap, because again, this is a gimmick. I'm not going to throw too much money at it, just bits and pieces here and there. After all, every dollar I spend on this is another dollar I can't spend on another beer, and we all know how beer gets us through life. I'm not sure this entertainment system's going to do any better. They were suckers for punishment back in the day. Have a go at how you tune. You go through the bandwidth tuning. It's literally an old pulley system. As you wind the knob, the rope wrapped around the pulley winds it across. See, it's stuck here now because the previous owners must have wound it too far or lost a clip or whatever. But all this needs to be to get back on the rail. Should be a bit of a rail here. And once it's back on the rail, it will slide across with all that. So who knows what? This was it. This was technology back in the day. You pull this, you wind this, slides across the rail. Up there for thinking. This is interesting. This here is just to block the light, because the little diode, they've mounted it in this perspex. They don't want the light to shine through, to bleed through. But what it does is it runs all the way through here. And that's what gives you the backlit effect. Even though that's solid plate behind it, whatever the material is. Just that there being there gives you that illuminated effect. Have a go at the wheel. Again, this doesn't look factory. Not sure what was going on here with the join. Looks like it's got hot at one stage. Now the old speaker, I'll have to give this a try out, see if it's working. It looks okay. I mean, the cardboard's 30 something years, so you think it'll be fine. The magnet will be fine, so it's just whether it still has good connections and stuff, I guess. Big old 16 ohmer, 5 watt, absolutely killing it. So I'm not going to get too loud of a sound out of it, but we'll see what we can do with it before I choose to replace it if I have to. But if I start upgrading the speakers to a hell of a lot more wattage, then I'm going to need a hell of a lot bigger amp, especially when I start sending it around 10 different rooms or whatnot. So for now, what I think I'll do is I'll just get the home unit, the hub working, just so that works, proof of concept, and then I'll think about sending it around elsewhere. So now it's time to order all the stuff. If you've got any recommendations, please let me know, because this is my first foray down this path of playing with audio, and I'd love the advice and what you think I could do to it. If you want to see more of this, subscribe. Thank you very much.